Hello, and thank you for joining me for my final presentation. Today, I would like to share some information regarding the 2016 scientific discovery of stem cells safely healing stroke patients. This is a huge win for medicine. If you have had anyone in your family or yourself have a stroke, because it disables a lot of people who suffer from having a stroke and causes them to lose mobility, memory, and even speech. In the United States, each year, more than 795,000 people have a new or reoccurring stroke. As a reminder, a stroke occurs when the blood supply to the brain is interrupted. This can occur as a result of blockage of blood flow, such as a blood clot. It may also occur from bleeding into the brain, which compresses nearby tissue and blocks the blood flow, causing damage. Due to the resulting tissue injury, a number of transient and long-term symptoms and complications are produced by the occurrence of a stroke, potentially reducing individuals' quality of life severely. As stated on PaceMagazine.com, though it was just a small trial released June 16 of 2016, researchers have successfully used stem cells to help chronic stroke patients see significant improvements after suffering from a stroke. The patients each suffered a stroke and had permanently lost some kind of motor skills, including not being able to walk at all. Not only did the patients see substantial improvements, including allowing people in wheelchairs to walk again, there were no serious side effects and had patients going home the very next day. Clinically, it is an incredible triumph and has even led researchers to be able to rethink brain damage. Stanford University Medicine News Center states that people disabled by a stroke demonstrated substantial recovery long after the event when modified adult stem cells were injected into their brains. Injecting these modified human adult stem cells directly into the brains of the chronic stroke patients proved not only safe but effective in restoring motor function, according to the findings of a small clinical trial led by the Stanford University School of Medicine investigators. The patients, all of whom have suffered from their first stroke and only between the 6 months and 3 years before receiving the injections, remain cautious under the light anesthesia throughout the procedure, which involved drilling a small hole in their skulls and injecting the stem cells. The next day, they were all sent home, which is amazing, seeing as though they're getting neurosurgery. Medical News Today goes on to say that lead study author Dr. Gary Steinberg, professor and chair of neurology at Stanford University School of Medicine, and colleagues published their findings in the journal Stroke. While the trial only included a small number of stroke patients, the result had been met with much positivity, with some health experts claiming the findings could lead to life-changing treatments for stroke patients. Remember, in the United States alone, each year, more than 795,000 people have a new or reoccurring stroke. Business Insider.com states that the study published in the journal Stroke was designed to just test whether the highly experimental therapy is safe. But the encouraging results raised doctors' hopes that it may eventually turn into a real treatment. This wasn't just they could move their thumb and now they can. They couldn't move their thumb and now they can, says Dr. Gary Steinberg, the Stanford neurosurgeon who performed 12 of the stem surgery procedures. But he also goes on to say patients who were in wheelchairs are now walking, which is an incredible testimony for anyone who knows anyone who's had a stroke. This new discovery can help change the lives and make a difference in over 500,000 American lives a year. I hope they continue to research and improve on mobility from those who have suffered from strokes. This could help give them hope for the future again. As a lot know, depression follows a lot of strokes because of the handicap that it places on them. this research can help many families out there, I'm sure, with the recovery process. I hope that you found this discovery of interest, and I encourage you to keep researching and watching this discovery as it goes on.